March 2016, I started making Art of Truth. A lot has changed since then. I've done over 100 custom Art of Truth pieces. What does custom mean? Well, I ask to be connected to the person's soul, their essence, who they're becoming, in order to create their custom AOT. Over the years, people have ordered multiple, and no two are alike. Yet they see themselves in the old one just as much as they see themselves in the new one. I'd like to think it's not like a cheesy horoscope in the back of a magazine. I'd like to think it's deeper than that. I believe that it is. I know that it is. Often there are things they don't like about their AOT, things they'd change, colors that bother them. I've heard it all. Do I offer refunds? No, never have, never will. You get what you get. There are very few things I'm 100% confident about, but Art of Truth is one of them. I always trust what I bring through. There's never a doubt. I've of course thought, oh, that's weird. I didn't see that color palette for that person. Or, whoa, that's totally a face. I hope they like it. Even when I've received nasty emails about a custom Art of Truth, I don't care because I know in time they'll get it. It'll make sense when it's meant to, and it's not my job to explain it to them. I'm not an explainer. I'm a creator, a maker, a put it out into the world and let it do what it does kind of woman. I have stories for days about how someone's Art of Truth has impacted them. I've had people reach out to me asking if they can put pastels on paper. I say, sure, go ahead, knowing full well their art will never come close to mine. There's an energy behind my pieces. If you've followed me for a long time, you know the felt sense of my art. There's nothing like it. I learned many years ago that the world of art gets so weird with copycats. I could care less. Or could I care more? Either way, I don't give a shit. Again, with the ridiculous confidence, no one does it better than me. I just know it. So that's why I say, sure, go ahead. I'm not the gatekeeper here. You too can pile pastels in a heap of dust and take a picture. The mechanics are easy. But the actual bringing through something meaningful, something that calls you forward, something that encourages you to be all that you're becoming, not just anyone can do that. But I can, and I do. In 2019, I was going to launch an Art of Truth Oracle deck. But it couldn't be just any Oracle deck. It had to be honest. It had to remind you that you already know it's true, and you don't need to shuffle cards and call upon the mini-gods to fucking tell you. It was the anti-Oracle deck Oracle deck. It was set to print the summer of 2020, but I couldn't do it. I refunded everyone that supported my project at the time. I became too controversial. I wasn't the same person that they met in February 2020, let alone June. I didn't wear a mask, and I certainly was never going to get vaccinated. I didn't self-censor my speech on the internet. I spoke freely in a world where everyone used the unicorn emoji. During that time, I lost almost every single one of my friends. Literally gone. Poof. Then David and I lost most of our business, nearly overnight. The people that once adored me for always sharing so honestly, admiring my candor, appreciating my lack of filter, well, they didn't quite like that I said, hey, you're not going to die. There's nothing to be scared of. Check in, feel out into the timeline. You're fine. That wasn't the popular stance. Fear was preferred. I had a radical stance, which looking back sounds insane. And you know what? All those fuckers are still alive today. The common cold never took them out, and neither did the God-forsaken unicorn. Yet. Our clients started dropping like flies. No, not from myocarditis. Dropping like flies from the second paradigm, from the body of work that David and I developed. A spiritual education company that insists that you trust yourself and your connection to God, and reminds you every fucking day that your intuition is the voice of God. They dropped from that. How? I'm not sure. I guess they never really trusted God to begin with. Rule sets and social pressure got the best of them. Mostly me, I became the enemy. David's great. I just don't like that Miriam girl he's with. She's so rude. She's a bad influence. She's so dark. She's not compassionate. She isn't even taking the coronavirus seriously. In their eyes, I got worse. I became more rude. I killed more grandmas. I became darker. I took a bold stance. I called bullshit on the whole thing. I wasn't scared. I didn't fall for the tricks. I pushed back on store employees. I refused to stand on stickers. I asked questions about the plexiglass while handing over my coked out cash. Nothing made sense. No one could hang with my conspiracy theories. I became too much for those that wanted to be coddled by the scripted narratives. George Floyd was real. Masks work. Vaccines save lives. Cough into your elbow. Repeat. As you can see, that's why the Art of Truth Oracle deck had to stop. I changed, quickly and radically. I wasn't the naive lefty that I guess I was in February 2020. I became a radical righty in a flash. It's a type of transformation that I have to chalk up to divine intervention. It can only be done by God. And now that it's 2025, I'm not a radical righty either. I see the entire thing as made up. It's all a play. They're truly all actors. Sadly, people, good people, real people, not lizard people, are LARPing around as though it's real, still never realizing that it's just as scripted as the NFL, the NHL, the MLB, the UFC. The news, the stories, the headlines, the scores, the celebrities, the drama, they're all meant to captivate your attention. They're meant to distract you. You're meant to believe what you see on TV, what you read in the newspaper, and what you hear from your neighbor. As long as you're doing the bidding for them meaning darkness, you'll never do what you came here to do. You'll never create what you came here to create. You'll never actually embody the essence of your soul. And that shit pisses me off. Darkness can't win here, but it looks like it is. Christians say God wins. New Age spirituality says light wins. And QAnon says the white hats win. Then why is it when I look around out in physical reality in my day-to-day life, I still see people driving alone with a mask on? I still see people rolling up their sleeve at the local pharmacy. I still see people looking down rather than up at the lines in the sky. Darkness has a hold on people here in the dome, good people, people I personally know and care about, people that I break bread with, people that know exactly where I stand today. Luckily, I'm not an enemy in their life. I am their friend. I plant seeds where I can and I speak into taboo subjects, but somehow it still doesn't feel like enough. The scripts come back the same. The reasons why they can't are all the same. They're stuck, and only divine intervention, only existential crisis, only God can truly wake them up. But I still try. I don't know exactly what I'll be remembered for, if anything, but I do hope it's my honesty, my candor, my snarky remarks, my art, my writing, my voice, and my hugs. I know that's a lot to want to be remembered for, but it's true. I hope that all of the above translates as God. I hope that God is felt through my expression. I hope that people feel God within themselves through my creations. Don't be mistaken, I'm not claiming to be God or a mini-God. I'm doing my best to be me. Me as the soul expressed through whatever means necessary. And I am willing to risk it all, even the things I once loved the most.